Today is Tuesday, March the 5th, 2024. Welcome to the Daily Article Podcast. I'm Chris Elkins with the Denison Forum, narrating today's daily article written by Dr. Jim Denison. The Supreme Court ruled yesterday that states lack the power to reject presidential candidates on the grounds that they engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the U.S. This decision restores former President Donald Trump's name to the Colorado ballot and in similar challenges to his candidacy elsewhere. I'm not making a partisan statement by expressing my gratitude that the ruling was 9-0. Given the acrimony surrounding the court in particular and our politics in general, such unanimity is welcome. In our system of governance, the Supreme Court is our final legal authority. The founders envisioned a court free from partisan entanglements, so they invested the justices with unelected lifetime tenures. However, they knew that the members would be nominated by presidents who espoused and represented political groups and agendas, so they required the nominees to be confirmed by the Senate in the U.S. Constitution, Article 2, Section 2. Such confirmation historically required a 60-vote supermajority, hopefully ensuring some level of bipartisan support for the candidate, but the threshold was lowered to a simple majority in recent years. This simple majority confirmed 3 of President Trump's nominees, giving the court a 6-3 conservative majority and incurring significant backlash from Democrats, only 24% of whom now view the Supreme Court favorably. For their part, many Republicans view the numerous court cases against Mr. Trump as quote-unquote lawfare animosity directed against him. In a democratic republic in particular, and in life in general, autonomous authority can be dangerous. Nowhere is this more true today than with the growing threat represented by artificial intelligence, our focus for this week. Google's AI tool, Gemini, made headlines recently after generating inaccurate and offensive images and prompting an apology from the company. Its image service produced black Vikings, an Asian woman in a German World War II-era military uniform, and a female pope. When asked how to prevent generative AI tools from being misappropriated by bad actors, such as authoritarian regimes looking to spread propaganda, a Google executive had no simple answer. The issue is very complex, he stated, likely demanding a whole-of-society response to determine and enforce limits. But the problem is far deeper and more troubling. In an extensive analysis, American statistician and writer Nate Silver reports, quote, Gemini's results are heavily infected with politics in ways that often render it biased, inaccurate, and misinformative, end quote. He notes that Google's 7 core AI principles include no explicit mandate for its models to be honest or unbiased. Its first core principle, be socially beneficial, is especially concerning. Google says it interprets this principle with regards to cultural, social, and legal norms in the countries where we operate. However, with no principled attempt to present honest or unbiased results, Google's images and search engine results will reflect the company's view on what being socially beneficial constitutes. Cultural commentator Andrew Sullivan takes a step further by examining ways Google's use of AI will accelerate its biased control of our internet usage, where it commands more than 90% of the search engine market, and our larger culture. Quoting Sullivan, from every search we make to every AI request we type, Google will embed neo-racism, anti-whiteness, and critical race, gender, and queer theory. Google can indoctrinate by simply removing facts from the ether or alternating them to, quote-unquote, prevent harm, in an information system in which wokeness generates a socially beneficial reality rather than an actual one. End quote. Given the company's passionate LGBTQ advocacy and allegations of religious discrimination against it, what will this mean for conservative Christians and anyone else who disagrees with Google's progressive worldview? Google's biased use of AI tools to advocate its version of a socially beneficial reality betrays a deeper fault line that runs through every human soul. In Romans 3, verses 10 and 11, we read, "None is righteous, no, not one. No one understands, no one seeks for God. We are each finite and fallen. None of us knows what is truly best for ourselves or others. This is why God exhorts us in Jeremiah 9, verses 23 and 24. Let not the wise man boast in his wisdom. Let not the mighty man boast in his might. Let not the rich man boast in his riches. But let him who boasts boast in this, that he understands and knows me, that I am the Lord who practices steadfast love, justice, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, declares the Lord. The 4th century's St. Basil the Great commented, "Humanity, there is nothing left for you to boast of, for your boasting and hope lie in putting to death all that is your own and seeking the future life that is in Christ." End quote. Thus, our goal every day should be to, from Ephesians 4:15, submit to God's Spirit. From James 1, verse 5, seek God's wisdom. From Ephesians 3, verse 20, live by God's power for God's glory. From 1 Corinthians 10:31. Otherwise, like Google's AI tool, we will follow our fallen programming by seeking what we believe to be in our personal interest and forfeiting God's best for our lives and culture. Henry Nouwen explained what it meant for him to live spiritually. Quote, living with Jesus at the center. Nouwen explained, what matters increasingly is getting to know Jesus and living in solidarity with him. What or who matters increasingly to you? Listeners like you support Denison Forum's mission to deliver news discerned differently. As a ministry nonprofit, we are fully donor supported. To partner with us, please donate today using the donate link in our show notes.